Aloha, it's Yamanu Carey, and we are on day number 7 of Galactic Christmas. And I don't know about you, but Galactic Christmas last night was all about shooting stars. We have that beautiful meteor shower that is gracing us this year, always around this time in August, where we move through and have a beautiful meteor shower. We're at the peak of it yesterday and today. So hopefully the cloud cover isn't too much so that you get to actually see these beautiful meteors that are flying through the sky. And, with that beautiful gift of the light, today I wanted to touch a little bit on relationships and transitions of relationships and toxic relationships, and how do we disengage and how do we uncord and stay centered during this time when really it happens in cycles throughout our entire life, where we move and we shift and we change, and it can be because we are bringing in more light, so we are transitioning not only our internal landscape, but as our landscape from the inside changes, the external will shift and change to reflect that. So we have more light moving in, we have the transformation within, and then we also have new ideas and concepts and ways of being and perceiving the existing world around us. And so as we do that, the reflection of the people that are in our lives will either reflect it or not. And then we go into an internal process where we get to kind of sit into a discernment. And we get to discern, is this relationship or is this friendship, is it serving me still? Like, is there a piece of this that actually really doesn't work for me, or we don't have anything in common anymore? Or is it actually really physically, emotionally, and mentally and spiritually toxic? Like, are we really allowing some patterning from someone else to come in and make us kind of not well? And as we actually evolve and we strengthen into our own core power, as we strengthen and we build our self-worth, we're less likely to take on situations or relationships that don't serve us anymore. So as we're moving through this time of this galactic portal of transformation and ascension, we're gonna have a shift in friendships. And there's a lot of, there's sadness in that. And sometimes it's us making the choice, and other times it's them making a choice towards us, which can, be hurtful or feel sad. And also we have to surrender and know that everything is for the highest good. That we're trusting that as we are realigning, so is everything else, and so are the people that can come in and reflect the vibration of who we are and what we're about now in this moment. And we get to actually create boundaries for ourselves. So as we feel and strengthen into this self-worth and knowingness, then we get to really have the reflection of what we have right now is the duality of the good, bad, or right or wrong. But, we can reflect through these dynamics with other people. If that's not working for you, then we get to actually set a boundary for ourselves. We can, with love and compassion, still offer, love to a person that's in our life, but we don't necessarily have to include them in our journey, if that makes sense. So we must bless them and love them. And yet if it's not feeling good, or if it's toxic, or if it just isn't the right situation anymore, we can set that boundary, but it needs to be from compassion and love, and blessing them on their way, knowing that they are on their path, learning their lessons, just as we are on our path, learning our lessons. So one of the things that happens when we are moving from relationships is there's these energetic cords that we attract from people that we are close to, or even in a short encounter. And I call them energetic cords. It's almost I see it as like an umbilical cord, and it can attach into different places. It's etheric, and say it's attached into your heart. Like there's an etheric umbilical cord or energetic cord that's attached to the heart. Often these are attached into situations where we're in a romantic relationship. or a deep, deep, deep friendship that is actually making a transition. And so this cord is connected from you to the other person. And in order to actually make a full, clear break of the patterning, because what it is we've attracted specific patterning into our lives to teach us about who we are so that we can learn, yeah, that works for us, or yeah, no, that doesn't work for me. So we have this energetic cord that attracts a patterning. And what we have the opportunity to do is to actually break that cord so that we're no longer plugged into that other person's energetic signature. And it's important because this is a part of about us actually reclaiming the sovereignty of who we are outside of the influences of all the other people that are, engaged in our life. So one of the ways that I like to do this is to go into a visualization, excuse me, So you can close your eyes and just see the person who's in front of you, that you are looking to create a energetic severance from. And just allow yourself to see this person and send them love. Send them gratitude. Thank you for showing me who I am. Thank you for showing me the strength and the power of who I am. Thank you for teaching me how to have more self-compassion. Whatever it is that you can find that this person, even if it's through adversity, because a lot of times when we're looking to decord from people, it's from adversity in our life, but there is something beautiful. There is a gift in everything that is being offered. So allow yourself to just see this person, offer them gratitude and thankfulness. But now you're going to actually give them a direct source of information, a direct source of energy. So they're not necessarily feeding off of you any longer. So seeing this, taking your hand, I use my hand like a knife, and I imagine it as like a golden saber. It's like beautiful golden light. And in my visualization, I physically use my hand and cut the cord. So using it as a knife to cut the cord. And I know a lot of times in my visualizations, the other person's like, what do you mean you're cutting my cord? And they start to get a little scared or they freak out in my visualization because they're so used to that attachment. They're so used to having that frequency and field of who you are as a part of their beingness. They're left with like, well, what am I supposed to do now? And you yourself will actually go through a process in your own way, shape, or form, especially if it's a romantic or deep relationship. So severing a cord, golden light, visualize it. But then what we do next, because we can't just cut the cord, because you know what? We will go back to reattaching because we're so used to having that patterning in our lives. So what we need to do is actually take the end of that cord and connect it up to source, so that we're not drawing our power and wisdom and information and everything from this other person, but we're actually connecting it up to source. So we're actually receiving the higher vibrations, the direct guidance, the direct connection of strength and power and internal guidance. And take the cord for the other person and visualize them being hooked up to source as well. This way, we are claiming our sovereignty. This way, we are claiming our power of ourselves, the power of the higher frequencies and universal forces that are here to support us. And we're giving the space for the other person to learn their lessons. We're giving the space for the other person to find their own strength and their own sovereignty. So this is one of the key tools in letting and transitioning through relationships, is really creating a separation in the cord, the energetic cording that happens. And another thing that I want to point out is that there is actually an electromagnetic frequency or imprint that is placed into our cells from the connection of this other person or situation or group that we've been a part of. And this imprinting can, shift our perspective in things. And so one of the things that's really important, and I want to offer you a quick transmission to kind of deprogram some of these imprintings that happened on the cellular level. So they're really clearing this so that we can actually step forward onto our path in the new direction of what it is that is being called forth of us right now versus what was in the past. So taking a minute and allowing yourself to come into your center, taking deep breaths in and out. And imagine from above a violet ray of light moving in through the crown. It's almost like an amethyst purple, really dark, deep amethyst purple. And this is the ray of transmutation and transformation. It clears and it decodes and allows you to sever or separate and purify. So allowing this purple light to move in through the crown, the top of the head, in through the head, the neck, the shoulders, in through the chest. A deep breath in, filling and expanding that chest space into the organs, into the abdominal cavity, moving that purple light down through the hips, the legs, the calves, into the feet. And this purple light with its own consciousness starts to navigate itself into those cells, deep, deep, deep into the cells and into the programming, and encoding itself with the electromagnetic frequencies to bring us back into a state of our own sovereignty and original divine essence. Just feeling that warm purple light moving in between the spaces of the spaces within your body. And just receive these codes and sounds, feeling the vibration as it rectifies and resurrects the body and transmutes all the electromagnetic frequencies from the relationships and dynamics and groups that you've been a part of that no longer serve you. Deep breath in. Opening to receive just a little bit more. Santia de Andromba, Giaia Santrea Vrandia Tromba, Kia Santia Andreki. Dia Santrea Frantia Triambucuia Treana, Riandaya Santrotia Maraki, Vromba Andraia Catarosunduro Kundoena. Gia santro santria vanayana ki drom pakayat randia kisi. Vundia santikia randia trena kotro satriamra kitini. India santrenda kitranto to sombranda rikina mai. Dida santrofa satanai kitini mai na santro barayana kiasa. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Feeling the vibration in those cells, sending back the frequencies to where they came from. Send them back to the people or the situations or events where they came from. Or send them back up to source. It is no longer your responsibility to carry those any longer. And just allowing that purple light to subside in your body and moving back into the breath of the heart. This is a beautiful time, my friends. And transitions in relationships can be very challenging. And transitions in relationships can cause heartache. But when you are called by the higher divine wisdom and your own sovereignty and self-worth to know what is good for you, we get to repattern and make choices from a different place. Make the commitment. Make the choice. Set your boundaries about who and what you are willing to allow into your life right now. It is extremely important for us to keep our pure energetic frequency and signature right now, as we rise in this next level of awakening. So thank you for your courage. Thank you for your dedication. And thank you for being you. And just to let you know, if you're in the Boulder area, I am going to be doing a course called Healing Ancestral Lineage, Moving Beyond Genetic Codes. And we will actually be unraveling and decoding genomic imprinting that is taken on through, generation after generation after generation. We're going to go through a process, and I'm going to offer individual light and sound transmissions for people. So it's August 23rd at Journeys for Conscious Living. If you're in the area, it would be really great to see you. And keep on walking the path. Stay strong and know that I'm here for you. Aloha.